So, keep it short. I'm not gonna take a lot of your time. I've heard something about this, and it's very late in the night. I can't talk too loud. Metroid RAVENOUS has been leaked, apparently, on what was it, Brazilian something? Nintendo get like voted on or something, and so someone, you know, made a video about I forgot the name, something about a Metroid. Ravenous or ravenous means the drive for hunger or something, right? Which kind of would be indicating of Samus's, with her Metroid abilities, because the ending of Dread, which is she lost her ability there, right? At the ship, so she doesn't destroy the ship, but that doesn't mean she like got fully rid of the whole Metroid DNA thing. So there's all that. So as you can see, ravenous means being extremely hungry, famished, or eagerly desperate for gratification. It describes a state of intense consuming need, most commonly for food, but also figuratively. Blah blah blah. Right. So it's basically telling the Metroid absorption thing. You know how Metroids keep feeding on living beings. So that's cool. Right? Even though I thought they were not going to make another Metroid game, they said they were going to continue Samus' story, but now it's not going to be a Metroid's around. But I guess she's like the last Metroid, right? At this point, she might be the last Metroid, right? Unless there's some other Metroid experiment around, but I mean, that would be they would be doing a little too much, So, to be honest, Metroid Dread was the 5th installment, so I think they could do a 6th installment as like a double trilogy. What do you call that? 6-topology, 6, whatever. Do something 6-tology, and they could like wrap it up with that. I think 6 games, Metroid would be amazing, right? And then wrap it up and then move on. Now here's my problem. I think X are gone, and I really didn't like how they did the X and Metroid Dread. Okay, I'm just gonna be honest here. I don't know if I have a review. I might have a review, and I have a gameplay of my Dread playthrough, and we've just finished it on hard mode. Haven't done the Dread mode yet. So here's the thing: if they bring the X back, something like the way the X were portrayed in Dread was very underwhelming. I'm just gonna be 100% with you guys. On Fusion, they were scary. There was horror there, right? In Dread, it was like, yeah, you would see they would get crazy, but like there was not really this dread that they said, on the title. The dread. I didn't feel any dread. So, if they do something more horror, like very horrifying atmosphere, fusion like atmosphere with Ravenous, that would be crazy. Or they just leave the X-Parasites dead, but turn Samus into a villain, bro. That's what they need to do. They need to just make her like, I don't know, fucking like hold Federation officer's hand and fucking sucking the life of him. He's like dying. The Federation actually, this time, like fully go ham after Samus, right? And then you have this weird thing with like hunters. You could bring in hunters, where hunters are like going after, Samus, and you have to like fight them off, and you're like by yourself, and then you go. Samus could go through some of this like era. An ending of an era, not like other but ending of an era state where she basically, in Metroid 2 she spared the baby Metroid, right? That's why Metroid 2 was so amazing, right? And that's why I think like AM2R did a really nice job in remaking that. Giving us that feeling of like the baby Metroid, because like the baby Metroid, she's a at there she's like a cold-blooded hunter, but like at that one moment she shows her humanity, kind of, and that saves her life over and over again, like different games, right? Like in Super Metroid, the baby Metroid comes back and like helps her against Mother Brain. And we're leaving Other M out. In Fusion, the baby Metroid's DNA cells remains save her life against the X parasites. In Metroid Dread, maybe not, but let's leave Dread on the other side. Well, actually, no, her DNA, the Metroid DNA. Was it really like that? That was her like original DNA, though, right? Or was it part of? No, it is actually part of the baby Metroid still. So like, there's so much going on. I hope like they do a nice like a closure with Samus, and then you know, make this like extremely dope. Where like hunters are going after her, the Federation goes after her. And you know, we're just theorizing here, like whatever will happen, you know. Is there gonna be justice for her, and she's gonna change? Is her DNA gonna like, is she gonna keep her DNA contained? Is she gonna turn into a Metroid again, you know, all that stuff. So I really hope they're gonna touch on that, because I hope that with Dread they would have gone into like deep X-Parasite lore. No, Ravenbeak. I know you guys are probably like, where the hell is Ravenbeak? Why are you not talking about Ravenbeak? Look, Dread was a cool game, but I think Ravenbeak should stay there. I'm just saying, it should stay there. Just leave him dead there. I know it says Raven is... Everyone is like, Raven? Yo, Raven? No, I don't want him. I don't want him back. I feel like the Rogue Chozo have been... I was expecting like a more of a group thing, but like they made it this like weird fodder villain. Like, was acting like this fodder daughter thing. I did not like it. I'm sorry, I did not like it. So I wish they would have done more like a group that fucked themselves over or something. Anyway, so I thought that with the X-Parasite, I thought like they would do something where like BSL station or like rocks of SR388 would have been remaining X-Parasites, and like it would spread throughout the galaxy with like a collision of a asteroid or whatever, right? Something where it gets so bad now it's all over the place, right? Not just on Planet ZDR, this isolated thing, but like we going on this, finally being able to see how bad an X infestation could have gone, right? Could have gone. And then Samus turns to Metroid, fucking annihilates all of them. You know? That could have been an amazing story. Anyway, leave that aside. So I thought that, and I thought with the 6th installment, the Ravenous, I hope her, the whole Metroid lore with her and her kind of like act of sacrifice, you could say, or like her decisions, her choices she took throughout the with leaving the baby Metroid alive and everything, right? I hope they do something very beautiful, and with Hunters giving a little bit of a reference to Prime Hunters, you know, just like, you know, or other Prime games. There's like different hunters hunting for her. She has a bounty on her head, Federation going after her and everything, right? Don't make it like a scene, okay? I don't want to order ramble like people are talking, chanting for the Samus. No, I don't want to hear. Just like, you know how you saw Samus go through these like, you know, changes in her face, or she gets angry, and like the more the Metroid DNA takes over her, she starts to like, you know, that kind of, just tell the story like that, man. You don't have to let her some talk. It's fine if she talks like once or twice. I think that they did that really well on Dread. Applaud to that. There's just like 2-3 lines maybe she talks, and that's it. That's cool. If they do it like that, that's it. She doesn't need to talk much, you know. So yeah, that's what I'm expecting from Ravenous. I hope Ravenbeak does not come back. I don't want him to be back. I want more about her story, Metroids, the baby Metroid, Not other M style baby Metroid, the baby. No, like actually, what happened in Metroid 2, that needs to be remembered because that was such a pivotal moment in the franchise, right? Because if she did not spare the Metroid, baby Metroid, we'd all be dead by now. You know what I'm saying? Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.